Is this even a movie? Or just what it felt like to scroll through the internet in 2020? Buckle up. Let's talk Eddington, and if it is worth your cold hard cash in theaters. Directed by Ari Aster, Eddington isn't subtle. He swings big. At first you laugh, then you realize it's not really a joke. This isn't just another pandemic movie. It's a pressure cooker disguised as a Western, wrapped in satire, dipped in paranoia, and just for fun, set on fire with conspiracy theories. It starts off simple. A small town sheriff refuses to enforce COVID mask mandates. Okay, that's your setup. But then it turns into a murder mystery and then a full-on social meltdown, like watching society glitch in real life. There's a moment early on where it hits you. This movie isn't really about COVID. It's about something rotting underneath, that thing we all felt in 2020 but couldn't quite name. The fear, the blame, the way every single conversation felt like it could blow up in your face. It's not just about what happened. It's about what was already broken and how it finally cracked. And what I really respect, Eddington doesn't take sides. It just shows the spiral. I was even at a screening where Ari Aster himself was there, and he confirmed he wasn't there to take sides.
Especially critical of anything, it's the atmosphere that we're living in, where everybody is living in a different reality. I feel like if I made a partisan film, it would only reach the choir that I'm preaching to, and I don't see the point in doing that. That feels way too narrow. So yeah, I mean, I've noticed that there are people who really want the film to take a stronger stance, and I really understand that. That's not really what the movie is doing.
The film isn't here to lecture you, but it's absolutely showing how far off the rails everything went, and maybe still is. Nobody in this movie is lying. They just all believe different things. That's the scariest part. The movie starts out as satire, funny and sharp, but then it mutates. It unravels. The laughs turn into dread, and the story becomes something much more uncomfortable. Ari Aster holds up a mirror, and what it reflects isn't pretty. Look, Eddington isn't going to be for everyone. Some people are going to love it. Others, they're going to walk out halfway through and write a furious Facebook post about it. But that's kind of the point. It's meant to get under your skin. It's about how everything started to fall apart. What we believe, who we trust, and how we even begin to talk to each other again. And the scariest part? Maybe we've all been living in Eddington ever since. Now let's talk cast. Joaquin Phoenix absolutely owns this movie. He plays the sheriff, barely holding it together, and his performance is hilarious and unsettling, like someone teetering between reality and a breakdown, which, yeah, pretty much on brand for 2020. And while this is definitely Joaquin's film, the supporting cast is also solid across the board. Pedro Pascal, Emma Stone, Austin Butler, they're all great. Nobody phones it in. Now, my one big complaint, and the reason I'm not calling this a perfect film, the last 10 minutes kinda lost me. It still works. I get what Ari Aster's doing, but it's not the ending I wanted. Then again, I'm not Ari Aster, and he was trying to make a different point, which I respect. In the end, Eddington is bold and daring and might be the closest thing we have to a cinematic time capsule of the COVID era spiral. It's a funhouse mirror pointed right at us, showing our fears, our worst habits, and how fast things can fall apart. It leaves you laughing, cringing, and wondering how it all got this far. This is Ari Aster serving up a steaming plate of what the hell happened to us. And maybe, just maybe, it's one of the most brutally honest films we've seen in years. I loved this movie, and it's possible with a little time to sit with it, it might end up being close to my favorite Ari Aster films, which feels kind of wild to say out loud. But yeah, obviously, this one's getting a green light. LeeLoo, on the other hand, wasn't a fan and found it bloated, all over the place, and way too impressed with itself. But what does she know? She once barked at her own reflection for 10 straight minutes. So take that with a grain of kibble, huh? Holy sh! Warning! This film may trigger flashbacks to awkward Zoom calls and wiping down grocery bags.